Okay. I'm going to start by, this is November the 6th, it's Tuesday. I'm going to start by just going over yesterday's homework. Starting out, for my friends who weren't here, on the front of this, okay, I'm going to point out some important stuff real quick. This is from yesterday. On the front, there's the 3 properties that we had to learn yesterday. The biggest thing I kind of showed them was right here, is that they're based on addition and multiplication. Listen, you're not going to see subtract and divide. And if you do see that, they're trying to trick you, okay? So, commutative. It means, if you look at that one, all it is they're swapping the numbers around. 7 plus 9 equals 16, but if I say 9 plus 7, it also equals 16. So all they're doing is swapping the numbers around to get both sides equal, okay? The second one is associative. The key with associative is the grouping symbols. Notice the parentheses. Just keep checking that the numbers are the same and all the math's the same. But you would get the same answer on both sides, okay? Like if you added 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 3 is 16. Well, 9 plus 3 is 12 plus 4 is 16. So even though they move those grouping symbols, you get the same equal on each side. Okay? And then the last one is identity. It doesn't change. If you add a 0, it stays the same on that side. And if you do times 1, it stays the same. So they had to kind of keep flipping back and forth in order to do this part. Okay, so start checking. So like number 1, what I asked them to do is kind of look at the numbers, make sure they're all the same all the way across. Okay, they didn't try to trick you and change a number. They also kept, like this one, they kept it all multiply. You know, that they're the same on each side. So the only thing that changed on this was the grouping symbols. That's how we know it's still equal, yes, but it's the associative property of multiplication. Okay? The of multiplication or of addition just comes for what kind of math they're doing. Okay? Commutative, meaning they're just swapping them. Here's one they tried to trick you on. Is this one equal? Well, no, because subtraction does not work with the associative property. All of you, listen. On the no ones, we slide it over just a drop. On the no ones, like number 3, number 6, number 8, your answer might be a little different than mine, like your explanation, but you've got to have explanations, guys. We're going to be taking off points if, like, you just tell me yes or no, you wouldn't get full credit. And then if you just say, like, identity property, I need identity property of addition, or whatever. So, like, number 6 here. I think they're trying to do the associative property, but it doesn't work with subtraction. On number 8, they're trying to do the identity property, but the other side doesn't equal 12. Your explanation might be a little different, and that's fine. Just try to explain it. Looking at the bottom ones, let's see. You can even see this one almost got me. Number 8 right here. I was thinking it was the identity property because I saw the plus 0, but you've got to slow down because this is 12 and this side is 0. They're not equal. They're trying to do the identity property, but the other side would need to equal 12. Something about them not being equal, one side's 0, one side's 12, anything like that. It doesn't have to be my exact words, but yes and no is not correct. You needed, like mine, guys, and I said that 100 times yesterday, but some of you aren't listening. Yes. Because they're not equal, yes. I would take that. I started when I was really doing this, like when I was doing the homework this morning, I was kind of like, I guess your best answer. Do y'all remember when we would have to justify answers on like the state test, and we would have to write, like, it's kind of like doing the racist thing where we would have to restate and give an example or back it up or all this stuff. It's kind of like your best answer would be to say yes or no and to give me the property that they're trying to show you or create or trick you with and explain why it doesn't work. So yes or no, like that one would be the identity property, and then something about, it's not equal to 0. So, yes, 12 is not equal to 0. Yes. Yes. Bless you. This one. This is like, I knew they're trying to do the commutative property. You could even say they're trying to trick you with a commutative property, but there's no division. So I put does not work with division. It's not the best sentences, but it gives you an idea. Okay. I'll be honest, my friends who were absent, we're going to practice this some more today. Some of you who've cut some corners and just put yes or no for answers, I might be peeking in on you today to see if you're giving me your best. So please. Okay, so listen, those are the first 3 properties. There's one more. It is distributive property. Okay? It is not hard. In fact, like I've told every class, to me it almost looks goofy right now. Because we're not doing what I'm going to call full-blown algebra, okay? As you move into full-blown algebra, you have to use distributive property or the answers aren't right. As we work into it, like in the next, it's really today and tomorrow, it'll start to make more sense. I am getting ready to, distribute these papers. Distribute meaning, this is literally what distributive property is. It is passing out papers. It is passing out one at a time, one number. We are going to be using multiplication. Thank goodness, because you don't want to catch that. But distributive property is something that we have to know in order to do what's called, I'm going to call it combining variables or combining like terms. There are a few vocab words that we've not gotten to, like terms. Guys, all it is if I say 2b plus 5b, as long as we got the same variable, we can add them together. So 2b plus 5b is 7b. So distributive property makes it where some of those things are going to be more able to be done. It's kind of weird. It's easy. It's weird. Whatever you want to call it. Okay? Now, I'm going to give my one last little goofy example. Quit trying to write already, so I'm not putting anything up here yet. Okay, here's my last example. If I'm a 2 and he's a 3, 2 times 3 is 6. But if I'm a 2 and he's a B, a letter, 2 times B is 2B though. Here's the thing. We don't know the variable. We don't know what B is. So, to simplify it or make it prettier, instead of writing 2 like with a times sign B, we're just going to put them together. 2B right next to each other. Some of it simplifies and looks pretty, like 2 times 3 is 6. I'd much rather write 6 than 2 times 3. 2 times B, on the other hand, 2B, it's not real short. But that's what we're going to be doing, is just simplifying. That's the key to this. We're not solving yet. We are just making these math problems look prettier. Because some of this to you all may not look prettier, but it makes sense. Okay? So, these are the notes for today. Distributive property. The actual definition, or the way that it words it, says allows you to multiply a sum by a number. Now, I want you to just listen for a second. Kind of look up here as I point to this thing. we have done order of operations. And in the world of order of operations, I've been saying the whole time, do what's in parentheses. 7 plus 4. 11 times 2. 22. Okay. Now, I want you to see distributive property because it almost looks goofy, but we have to do it here in the future. We're going to take this 2 and distribute it out just like I distributed the papers out a few minutes ago. Only because this 2 is up against that parenthesis. 2 up against parenthesis means multiply, okay? We got to get rid of the 2. So what we're going to do is literally multiply. 2 times 7 gives me the 14. Bring down the plus sign. And 2 times 4 is 8. What is 14 plus 8? 22. Well, it's the same answer you told me a minute ago. Here's the thing. It works with this, but in algebra, you have to use distributive property because there's nothing to stick together. So kind of look at this one. If you think about it, A times B, just AB. A times C, AC. Bring down the plus sign. But we can't make that any prettier because it's not solved yet, I guess. And they don't have the same variables. Okay?
The answer to that one is ABC.
No. The key is they either need to both be AB or AC to be able to combine anything. So looking at these, when you distribute, it's really this easy. It's almost, a lot of kids today have been like, that's all we do. Look real quick. Do you see how the 8 is on the outside of that parenthesis? Okay, all you're doing is we're going to get rid of this 8 by distributing it out. 8 times x, 8x. Kind of put them together, 8x. Bring down the plus, but listen, 8 times 3.
24.
24. Listen, make sure you're doing the times part of it. That 8 up against that parenthesis means multiply. So 8 times x is 8x plus 8 times 3 is 24. You can't solve it because there's not an x with the 24. But you have what they're calling rewritten each expression. You've used the distributive property. You've gotten rid of that 8, the cleanest that you can, and just rewritten it. It actually is cleaner this way than it was up there. It's kind of hard to understand, but so like on number 2, distribute out the 5. 5 times m is 5m. It is plus, so 5 times 9 is 45. That is it. That's all you can do with that thing. Okay. Number 3. 2 times 7 is 14. It is a plus. 2 times 3 is 6. And then k. Don't forget the k. That means a number. We don't know what number, but it means a number. So you don't want to drop it. Okay, here's the other hint. They're not always addition, but I realize they are right now. There could be subtraction. Okay, we're just not there yet. Okay. So, try the first 3 down here for distributive property. See if you can distribute 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll compare answers. It's very easy. 1, 2, and 3. Give me a second. 4 times x is 4x, plus 4 times 3 is 12. There's not an equal sign. That's written correctly. It's like you did 5 times 45. So here 8 times 3, it would just be plus 24. You just that one. Yeah. So kind of check these first few before you move on. Like 4 times x would be 4x. Bring down the plus, and then 4 times 3 is 12. That is it. That's the way it should be written. Listen, there's no other way to write it. Okay. 7 times 4, 28, plus 7 times n. Like, what is 7 times, if we don't know it, we just got to kind of leave it, right? So that's why it's just 7n. If it's 7x, it's 7x. I don't know. Okay, 2 times 5b. 10 with a b, and then 2 times 8, yes, plus 16. I will say, hint, hint, for some of you, if you're on number 8 already, that is an S. That is just a crookedy S. That I know, it's not a 5, it's an S. Okay. So, this is the homework, and then on the back, basically here's the plan. You're going to finish these. Kids have had plenty of time to do this in class today. The ones who have used their time wisely. Okay. And on the back, you finish, you continue, and listen, this is yesterday's stuff. Tell me what property, tell me if they're equal, yes or no, and then what property. It is just like last night's homework. So if you want to sit and have this chart and then look at these questions on the back, that's fine. Okay, and listen, you should be done with it before you walk out of here. I am in hopes to grade the quizzes as fast as I can right now. And get them back to you. I'll do the best I can. If you owe me a test, that's going to be something else I get out right now.